So we have a trigger. So if you created any trigger on this particular customer objects, so the trigger will be, let's say, event. We have a 6 events. So I'll say before, say before insert. And you can do any logic here. Okay, inside the trigger, you can do a lot of logic. Okay, so you can have like a multiple logics. So now, which one will fire? Flow will fire first or trigger will fire? So basically, the before flow will fire first and then the trigger.
Correct. Yeah, that's what
When
I
like
saw.
interviewer may ask a question. So in an object, I have a flow and trigger. So in flow, I have a send an email actions, and trigger, I have field update actions. Now, via trigger, the field is get updated, and the flow will send an email. Before flow will send an email to client. Now, this logic will work or not. So we have an object. Okay. So let's assume like we have a customer object. Now in that customer object, we have a flow and we have a trigger. Flow basically based on the country. Let's say like a country is equal to India. Country is equal to India. That is the conditions, and send an email. But the country field, this is, I will say before flow. Okay, before save. And here again, before insert, the trigger will update the country field to India. Country field to India.
Yeah, trigger should come first in this case.
Yeah, 1 second. So trigger will update the country field to India.
Yeah.
Now I am entering a record, and initially my country is, I put it like a none. I put it as null. Okay, I put it as a null country, and I am trying to save a record. Now, did the system will send an email or no?
No.
Why?
Because country is not India.
Okay. But the trigger is getting updated, right? The trigger will update the field to country called India.
But it is getting updated after the flow, right?
That's right. So it won't send an email because, but after, like if you look at the detail page, the country field will be India only. See, once the record is get saved, country will be
India.
Yeah, country is called India only. But the flow, it won't work. It won't send an email. System, it does not send an email basically. Why means? Because flow will fire first, trigger will fire second. So during the time flow, whenever the flow get fired, at the time country is not equal to India. Then trigger will fire, it will update the field to a country, then the flow it won't fire, right? Because already it's fired.
Correct.
So basically, this logic, it won't send any email. So interviewer may ask like any different logic. So think about it, and before answering it, yeah, just think about it and then answer the questions properly.
But as per the block diagram, it is flow is first and trigger is second.
Yes. And again, if the flow, if I put it as after flow means?
After save means it will work.
Yes. So after save means definitely it will work, because trigger, before trigger will go and update the country is equal to India, then the flow will fire. During the time, like the condition is satisfied, then it will send an email.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is a flow and before trigger. And then if there are any validation rule in that object, you guys know the validation rule, right?
Yeah.
So if there are any validation rule in that object, the validation rule will fire. Then duplicate rule. So if there are any duplicate rule in that object, the duplicate rule will fire. Any question on the duplicate rule? Hello?
No, no, no.
Okay. Then save to database. Basically, the information gets saved into database, not committed. Then after trigger will fire. Okay. Then assignment rule, auto response rule. This assignment rule, auto response rule applicable only on if you have a lead object or case object. Only on lead object and case object, this assignment rule and auto response rule will be there. These are all the standard rule provided by Salesforce. This is applicable only on these two objects, not any other object. Then workflow rule will fire. After that only workflow rule. Now you know the condition, right? So depends on the criteria. So what criteria you have, like it depends on like the requirement. You can go for a flow or triggers, and also you can go for a workflow. So the workflow will fire. Within that workflow, there is options. So if I go for a workflow, even workflow or process builder, there will be an options actually. So there will be options. Update the flow or process builder with the same record. So let me show you that workflow. If you go for any field update, do you have any field update? Yeah. Not here. No, this is also outbound message. I want field update. Update the active checkbox. Yeah. So you'll see here. What does that mean? If this checkbox is checked, yeah, if this checkbox is checked, so you have created a record, is active equal to true, you made it as a true, then this workflow will file, right? So in this workflow, there is a logic. I'm going to edit this workflow. Let's assume here the logic I put is active equal to true. Is active equal to, if the condition will be is active equal to true, then this workflow will fire. What it does, the workflow will fire. In this workflow, I have a field update. I put again one more checkbox. So I put like a update. I am updating the checkbox equal to true again. Using the field update, that workflow will update the checkbox field to true. Okay, it will update the checkbox field to true. Then I do have re-evaluation criteria. So let me show you. So if I go to the same workflow, assume I put the second options. I just put the second options. Now I have a field update. In this field update, I am updating the checkbox is equal true, and I am checking the checkbox. Now if I check the checkbox, what will happen? Now assume I activated this workflow. Okay, now I activated this workflow. Now I created a new record and I check the checkbox is active equal to true. Now what will happen? Whether this workflow will work or not?
No, I think.
What about others? But in this workflow, my condition is what?
Is equal to true.
Yeah, I will creating an employee record. I check the checkbox basically.
But this is update right here.
I put like a, let me activate it so that you won't get confused. Okay, so now be careful. So created, and every time it's updated, the condition is active equal to true means this workflow will fire. And what it does, there is a field update in this workflow. It will update the checkbox to true. Now I am creating on an employee. In that employee, I put is active equal to true. Now this workflow will fire or not?
will, I think.
Can you go to that screen again?
Sorry.
I think no is the answer, but can you go to that screen where you did this? The rule criteria.
Oh, okay. The field criteria, like the field update
Yeah, yeah.
here.
Hmm. Yeah. So here I think it's true. Reevaluate the workflow
No,
rule.
first of all, you
rules
said
after
like the
some
workflow
change.
itself is not working, right?
Yeah.
You said like the workflow itself is not work.
Hmm.
But why the workflow is not working? That is my question. The workflow will fire, right? Because the condition is met. As long as the condition is met, the workflow will fire.
Okay.
Workflow will fire. And what it does, it will go and update the checkbox, right? There is a one field update. It will go and update the checkbox. And I put a re-evaluate the workflows. Re-evaluate the workflow rule after this field is changes. What will happen? Again, the workflow will fire.
Okay. 2 times is it?
Not only
Second
two
time.
times. It basically it's an endless loop.
So it's like
Okay.
every time when it updates.
It's a recurring basically. So in trigger, like we used to have a recursive trigger. Similar way in workflow also, workflow or process builder or flow, there is a possibility of putting the recursive trigger. That's why you need to be very careful whenever if you're putting the logic or conditions. It may end up in endless loop basically. So now what will happen? If you check the checkbox, now during the creation time, I check is active equal to true. Then this workflow will fire and it will update the checkbox to true. As soon as the checkbox is true, again it will evaluate all the workflows. What are the workflow? Like if you have a 10 workflow in that object, it will evaluate all the 10 workflows. Then it will go and check the conditions. If condition is met, again it will work. Then again it will go and update. Again it will go and update. Again it will go and update. Like it's endless loop basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have to be very careful. So that's why like most of the time we never go for like every time created and edited. We will go for a third options.
Okay.
Third option at least because subsequent meet. Once it's met, it will stop. Next time it won't work. So I will disable it. Otherwise, like, yeah, it will be maybe endless loop. I will change the condition also. So you guys are understood, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes.
Okay. So that's why workflow field update, same record. Again, if you put like a same update, like a same record, another one more update means before plus after save, again it will fire. Then it will go to the process builder or flows. Flows basically after save. Then in process builder flows, there will be a field update on the same record means it will again start from the beginning. Okay. Then escalation rule, entitlement rule. These two again applicable only on case object. Only on case object, these two rules. The escalation and entitlement is a case object. We will go through the escalation rule, but the entitlement rule, I don't think so I can cover because it's a service cloud completely. Entitlement is service cloud concept. So I'm not going to cover you like the entire part. So it will be like too much. Then the roll-up summary field, already we gone through it. So the roll-up summary field will work. You will see last roll-up summary field will work. Then commit DML operation to the database. Finally, the record will be committed to the DML operations. Okay.
Okay.
So order of the execution is one of the important interview questions. And also like exam question, you may get one question, I think like, yeah, regarding the order. But in interview, I'm sure like, yeah, they may ask like, what is the order of the executions? Because without knowing the order of executions, you cannot write like any workflow or flow or process builder, right? You don't know at what time it will fire. So it's very important to know. Okay, I think like we are done with the comparisons already. Yeah, 1 hour gone. So no worries. That's good. Shall we move on to the macros now?
Yes.
Another automation tool, which is macro. Okay. Again, the macro which will help you to automate your day-to-day process. So for example, if you go to a contact or like any account, so if I go to a contact object or customer objects, I will take a contact object. That will be easy. So I will create a new record. Okay, and I will save. As soon as I save the record, maybe you want to do some actions. On click on the button, the system has to send a automatic email. So generally what you need to do, you have to select the email and you have to choose the template. So for example, where is the templates? Send the email, customer, employee. I will insert a template. I will look for any standard templates. Let's say, anyway, I will choose like a, yeah, this one. See here, it will pick this template. So welcome to the Gantt chart, like the subject get automatically populated and there is a names and these are the informations, and then send an email, right? So if you are doing it manually, you will see how many steps. So you need to click on the email button and then you have to enter the subject and you have to choose the contact and the email field. Yeah. And you have to choose the email templates. So now if you want to automate this, yeah, all these steps, if you want to automate, what you will do? You can automate easily via macro. So how do we enable the macro first? So for this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to enable the utility bar. You guys remember, like while creating an applications, we thought of adding the utility bar. Now I will show you what is the use of the utility bar. So if we go for an app manager, vehicle management app,
VMS.
yeah, edit. See here in the navigation item, I will add a customer also so that it's easy to navigate, not customer, contact. And then on the utility items, add a utility. I will add a notes and I will add a macros. Okay, I have added 2 utility items. Generally, like if you are working on a service cloud, they will have a call center also. If they configure a call center, they can put like a omni channels and even telephonic integrations. We don't have that, but again, if you have a telephonic integration, they will put that as well. Okay, now the first one is I will make it like anything, let it be any orders. So I will save this. That's it. You will see here in the bottom. Okay, so notes is not enabled because we have to enable the notes in the Lightning settings. But now I will go for a macro. So I want to create a macro on this object. Okay, so you have to select the object, which object you want to create a macro. So select that object. In this object, I want to create a macro. So click on the macro, create a macro, send an product email. Okay, apply to which object? Contact object. Save. Okay. Now edit instructions. Now what action you are going to perform? Click. So here, as soon as if you click, it gets selected the actions. Okay, you clicked on the email. The next actions will be you are checking, you are removing this. We don't want a BCC. Just remove that BCC. Or you want to put any text, you can put it. Then on the template, select the template. One second. Here I don't want to add any logic, just remove that. Active tab, add logic, let it be. I don't want any expressions. Again, one more instructions. Click on the email template. Still it's not working. 1 second. So yeah. Give me a minute. I'm going to refresh it. Basically, this will help you to record the macro. So once if we record it, then you can easily call the macro. So I will show you that. I will go back to from the beginning and I will come back 1 second. There will be a slow in this. So edit instructions. So to add an instruction, select a region. Yeah. It's still loading. Oh my goodness.
The macro can be enabled for custom object also, right?
Yeah, you can. And also you can combine multiple actions. So email and click on the button task, or you can combine like us after sending an email, it will create a follow-up task automatically. You can do a lot.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting for it. I don't know, still like it's loading. Refresh canvas. Come on. I think classic will be good. Yeah, now loaded. Okay, see here, add an instructions. So just click on the email. Yeah, I clicked on it. So insert a template, right? So select a template. What is the template? I choose sales new customer email template. Okay. Again, add an instructions. Sorry. Then click send email. Okay, simple step. So you inserted a some template and then submit an actions. What it says. Yeah, that's fine. So once this macro is done, so basically it will send an email to this guy. Save. Now I am done with the macro. So you put an actions and you record the actions and you saved it, and you can have a different logic. So you can have a multiple logic. Now there are two instructions basically. One is select an email and we have inserted a template. And if you want an attachment, it will take that attachment. You can specify which attachment like you want to attach it. Okay. And then submit actions. The next one is submit actions. It will done. I saved it now. So if I go back to the page, I'm going to refresh the page. You'll see here. Now, as soon as if I click, but it won't run now at the moment. You'll see here. It's
I see
disabled.
here. Okay.
Why means there is no detail page. You need to open a detail page. Then if you click run, so click on the macro. Now you will see run button. Now if I click run, so I like that you have multiple macros. So select which macro you want to run. Select that macro and run. That's it.
You can do only at a record level, is it?
Again, mass level, see, we created a record detail page, right? This macro created on where?
At record level.
Yeah. So if you created if you created a macro on the list page or detail page, where you are creating it, in that page, that macro will get executed. In
Okay.
list level, we are not doing any macros. So here also you can do macro.
Mhm.
Maybe like here you can add a mass email or campaigns or import operations. You can do via
Mhm.
macro. Now,
Okay.
if I look at my email, I will get an email. See, this is the email, right?
Yeah.
So, and also like it get recorded in the Salesforce systems. So not only this record, again, if you go for any other record, so let's say like on customer, sorry, not customers, like on the contact. If I go to any other contacts, now let's take like this one. Now,
Mhm.
if you want to send an email, this email will send to this email address, but that's fine. So I'm going to do the macro and simply select the macro, run it.
Mhm.
Done. So it's sent.
Okay.
So it will save the time basically. So generally like the user need to go and enter the information, enter the detail, like there will be a possibility of typing wrongly, right? So to
Mhm.
avoid all those things, what you can do as an admin, like you can set up automations and guide the users, do these actions. That's it.
So the first step is we go for the email template for reusability. And second step is after having email template also, we can design a macro so that
Look, I will show you like the edit instructions. So the first instruction is select the email actions. We click on the email button, right? And
Yeah.
then the subject get populated automatically, the HTML body. HTML body will get populate. And if there is any modification, you can do the modifications. And third one is send the email actions. So here we are doing submit actions basically.
Okay.
So again, if you want to modify this, definitely like always, you can go and modify the same macros. So if you want a different template, like yeah, if you want to perform any other actions, you can click on as long as like yeah. So let's say like after sending an email, then if you want to create a case, click on it.
Mhm.
See here, the core actions. Click on the contact name, and for that same contact name, and status will be new.
Status, subject, and description.
Yeah, and subject like what you want, you can enter like from the quick text. You can have some quick text also. So default text. Always it will type testing. All the options like it will type testing, all the cases. Then click save. Yeah. Now if I enter it, now what will happen? As soon as the case is get created, as soon as the email is sent, then the system will create a case also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will delete this. I don't want. So save. So that's all for the macros. Again, there are like a lot of plenty of examples. I used this macro while I was working on Dubai company. So I think Emirates Airline, while I was working on it, we used this. The Emirates company used a lot of macros.
Okay.
But in UK, no, I never use like any of the company for macro. Maybe like, yeah, depends on the client. They may doesn't aware of that, right? Whether I'm sure like there are some users, they don't know whether the macro is available in Salesforce or not.
Hmm.
So that is another one thing. So maybe like the people may not aware of the features, and yeah. Okay, and remaining things, Salesforce standard functions, which is auto response rule, assignment rule, escalation rule, web to lead, web to case, email to case. So we'll go through it. We'll
So
finish.
is this for the exam as well? This one, Sampath,
Yeah,
these things?
they make it like, yeah, these are all like they make it not macro. Macro is not an exam.
Okay. Auto response to email to case 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
for the
Maybe
exam.
like you may get like a couple of questions from there. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Again, all this applies only on these two objects.
Okay. Case and
So
lead.
lead and case object, yes, because lead is potential client. So basically it's an inquiry object. Case is problems, the problem management
Okay.
basically. So initially like, because if you purchase the lawyer editions, at the time you will use lead and case. So you don't get any process builder flows, workflows like that. But
Mhm.
without having all those features, this feature will help you. Let's assume if you purchase the contact manager edition or group editions. So in contact manager edition, group editions, there is no workflows, no process builder, no approval process. But in contact edition, group manager edition, contact editions, you will get like all these features.
Mhm.
That's why Salesforce introduced all these features. But if you have a professional editions, not necessary to use assignment rule. You can go for a workflow to assign a new lead to a owner. The same thing can be done using workflows or process builder or flows. The same, all this can be done. Again, these are all like, it's a bit tricky. We'll go through it. Okay, so let's focus on first lead object.
Yeah.
So on the lead, you have a auto response rule. Assignment rule. Web to lead. So these three available on lead objects. Same way on the case object, auto response rule. Escalation rule. Web to case. Email to case. Okay. So these are all the topic I am going to cover you today. Let's see how much time we have. You guys want a break or we'll continue?
5 minutes break.
Yeah, just a 5 minutes break.
And anyway, the meeting is also going to end in 5 minutes.
Ah, okay. Okay then. So I will stop now. So we will connect like in 5 minutes. Now 12:15 and 12:20 will connect. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So today we will try to finish this. So once we're done with this, then tomorrow, like, yeah, we'll go through like the additional process here.
Sure.
And the next week we'll focus on like the project work and other stuff. Yeah. Okay, then let's connect in 5 minutes.